My name is Alex, and welcome to Paranormal Artist, the podcast where I talk about hauntings and the supernatural. On today's adventure, I'm bringing you to Denton, Texas, where in the middle of the woods sits Old Alton Bridge, where the legend of the Goatman was born. In the late 1930s, there was a farmer by the name of Oscar Washburn, an African American who made his living off of raising and selling goats and other livestock. I felt the need to insert a trigger warning here because this story depicts racism and an alleged murder. Oscar was loved by his community. He didn't have any enemies that he was aware of. However, his success was not welcome in the eyes of certain members of the community. Oscar had a sign posted on the bridge to help his potential customers find his residence easier when they're looking to buy livestock or goats. The sign said, "This way to the Goatman." The KKK, or the Ku Klux Klan, made their way towards Oscar's house, unpleased with his success in selling his livestock. Waiting until nightfall, the Klansmen made their way to Oscar's house. Without the headlights on their cars, they were blended in with the darkness. Oscar was lured out by the sound of these cars approaching his house, and that's when they grab him and drag him towards the bridge. They throw a noose around his neck, and next thing he knows, he's shoved off the side of Alton Bridge, where he was killed instantly by the sudden stop of his fall. The Klansmen then went to the side of the bridge to see Oscar's body hanging from the rail, but to their shock, he wasn't there. Filled by shock and anger, the Klansmen rushed back over to Oscar's house, where his family was sleeping peacefully, and proceeded to slaughter them in an effort to draw him out of hiding. But Oscar was never seen again. Not long after Oscar's disappearance, people began reporting the sightings of a man with a goat head at Alton Bridge. Others have reported seeing and hearing the spirit of Oscar's wife, endlessly searching for her children who were also allegedly killed by the hands of the Klansmen. There's also another story, eerily similar to that of Oscar's. While I haven't been able to find much about this next story, this one is about Jack Kendall. He was a slave who was running away and was caught, unfortunately, by some cowboys out in Copper Canyon. Because Jack was a runaway slave, there were certain punishments that had to be done. And unfortunately, that meant that Jack had to be killed. Jack was lynched by the cowboys near Alton Bridge, and to their horror, his lifeless body rose from the ground and tore the head off a goat that was standing nearby. Jack replaced his own head with that of the goat's. It was said that his body was reanimated using the power of voodoo. Today, Alton Bridge is still used, but not for transporting animals or goods or driving across. No, now it's used for hiking, running, and people who are feeling a little bit adventurous and exploring the woods around. Alton Bridge has had several people go there to investigate this legend to see if the Goatman will appear before them, including Ghost Adventures and BuzzFeed Unsolved. They say to summon the Goatman, you have to knock on the steel of the bridge 3 times in the middle of the night. Then the smell of decay will come, followed by glowing red eyes and maybe the stomping of hooves. Alton Bridge is also said to have had several rituals happen there over the years. The evidence is there. The salt circles, the candles that were used the night before, and even the portals that are rumored to be there, opened by these alleged rituals that have happened over the years. So if you're feeling brave, make your way to Old Alton Bridge in Denton, Texas, and see it for yourself. Once again, my name is Alex, and this is the Paranormal Artist podcast. Come back next week to hear about another haunted location.